Oh, no, no, no. This is the real deal shit, big dog.
Oh shit, episode 2. What a start. We're live.
Ow, ow.
Wow.
Houston, this is not a test. Testing,
Nope.
testing, one poopy.
I am not drunk.
No, 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 no. This is a menage a trois, right? Is that our new
Yeah.
sponsor?
They could be, and be very much appreciated if they were.
Just
I feel
saying, we're
like
available.
also too, we need to do like a drunk episode every once in a while. Where
Oh,
it's
yeah, definitely, definitely.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
is just a weekend cool buzz, you know? This is the dad taking advantage of his wife in another way. The fact that she can't drink
Whoa.
and I get to do my thing. Hey, hey, hey.
Whoa. Okay, okay. Fair, fair,
Contractually
fair, fair, fair.
obligated to,
Yes.
you know, satisfy. Whoa, oh, I got a nice little bump going here. Look at that. That's good
Whoa.
stuff. That's good stuff.
Bonehead.
Hey, anyways, guys, listen, we decided that we're going to piggyback somewhat off of where we left off. Okay. There's no fast without Vin, right, Kyle?
Mm-hmm.
And it was 7 years prior to his big break. We're talking 1994. Vin was at toy fairs slanging street sharks. And if you don't know, you're walking around with a fucking mullet these days, looking like you're straight out of the 90s. These guys built the world you're currently living in. So yeah, and why would we talk about this? One word, huh? Let me hear it because I know you're a big lover of these little friendly creatures.
Oh no, I'm put on the spot. I love orca whales. I love orca whales. I like turtles.
I like orcas.
I like orcas.
He's a
Dude,
big
no,
orca guy.
street sharks were the absolute, if you have no idea what they were the absolute shit back in the day, okay?
Oh yeah.
It was just a quick recap, and Shane's really an historian on this, but there was like this mad scientist, right? And then didn't he basically like turn five brothers into, were they brothers or friends? I can't quite remember, but I think
There's three brothers,
okay,
three
three
brothers and a
brothers
friend.
and a friend, and he turned them after controversial, unsanctified science experiments. He turned them into sharks.
Oh yeah, no, no, no. This wasn't happening over in Wuhan. There was
I
nobody
don't think you.
looking over this. No, 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 no,
This is
no.
not FDA approved. But he
CDC
turned
not
like,
involved.
yeah, he turned them all into different sharks. And I, growing up, I had every single action figure or action fish, whatever you want to call them. And one of them was an orca whale.
No wonder those whales are so weird. Take the controls, Rip, my man.
Oh
And
yeah,
he was my
Moby
favorite.
Lick.
His tongue was like, pause. His tongue was like super long, and it was kind of a weapon, and against bad guys and women.
Turn the
And
temperature down, please.
yeah, and yeah, it was just fun. Like, they would do these crazy adventures, and like they could like swim under roads and stuff. One dude was on a rollerblade, like legit,
Skateboarders.
like a
We'll
dude in
get more
Venice
into
you'd
that
find.
too. We've
Yeah.
got it kind of built out a little bit, but essentially, a lot of science involved. A very brainy, very smart show. It wasn't just action. Like what we're talking. These were mutant, half men, half sharks. Essentially, the dad, I think, right? Scientist. Father's
Mm-hmm.
a scientist. There's always two scientists involved. One, take it for instance, Oppenheimer's coming up, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, this guy's looking at the world. There's a full landscape. It's like one side you can end the world, one side you can bring peace, right? When you got a massive bomb out there, this is a big responsibility. Well, hey, same thing with sharks. If you can turn people into sharks, which funny enough, like you can kind of do this with some of the CRISPR technology now these days. I don't know if you've seen where they've made specific fish take on the
Yeah.
capacity of being able to glow like other fish.
I've seen that in Jurassic Park. They do that in
Oh,
Jurassic Park.
oh yeah. What is it? The
It's like in the
obsidian.
dinosaurs' DNA. When they do that, that little explanation in the first one. It's like in the dinosaurs' DNA. So,
Is this Harry Carey doing the explanation?
it kind of sound like him if you remember.
Can you give me
Yeah.
a walk-in explanation real quick?
Oh my god, dude! I haven't done a walking impression. Walking.
You got this. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, sharks, the great. But where you going, Frank? Frank, where you going? Something like that.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Robert Bolton, that's the father. And then there's Dr. Luther Paradigm. So that's the bad guy, obviously. And they had invented this thing called the gene slammer, where they could take an aquatic animal and make these anthropomorphic hybrids. So that's what we're looking at. The sons, we've got John Bolton. He's Ripster. Ripster's the smartest. He's the leader.
Yeah.
Avid pool player. I don't know why that's a character choice. They in there
like,
hustling for money.
In the pool, sharks in the pool.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that.
Wow!
Yeah,
genius level. These creatives, where are they today? I don't know.
Baby, they're on strike. That's where they
are. Okay. They're striking again. They've been striking all the way from the 90s.
Yeah, basically.
Until now.
Oh,
we never stopped. Then you've got Jab.
Yep.
Jab is Clint Bolton. He's the lazy shark, right? But also a boxer.
Yeah, I never understood that one.
A lazy boxer?
Like those don't go together.
The work ethic and it doesn't combine, unfortunately. Also a mechanic though, talented mechanic. Then we've got Streaks. Streaks, I think, was a big time fan favorite. He's the rollerblade guy, as you mentioned before.
Yeah, he's fucking legendary.
Robert Bobby Bolton Jr. That was prior to changing. Avid drum player, a self-proclaimed ladies' man.
And part-time NASCAR driver with that name. Give that name to me one more time.
Yeah. Robert Bobby Bolton Jr. Bolton Jr.
That's not a NASCAR guy, what the?
Ricky Bobby adjacent for sure. For sure. These guys were cool. The action figures obviously fly as fuck. Vin Diesel just slanging these babies at the toy fair. It was a modern day in-person unboxing. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with unboxing?
Yeah. I've seen some of those.
What a weird phenomenon.
I mean, if enough people start listening to this, maybe they'll send us some weird shit and we'll do some unboxing ourselves.
Oh my God. I will unbox. I would love to unbox some Street Sharks.
This guy can attack a box. He can attack a box.
I mean, I got a kid on the way. I know what I'm doing, baby. And I'm a beast on the boards. I'll box them out. I'll attack a box. Let's go. Big Slam Ooh.
Which one was your favorite?
Big Slam Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. Coop Bolton, the strongest, the youngest. A football star. I mean, he 5-star blue chip. This guy, he's probably going to Michigan. He's going to be a Wolverine, baby.
Let's go.
He's there. Coach Harbaugh making him grind it out.
Come on, no days off.
Yeah. And I feel like we didn't do any justice to Moby Lick. Jets Taylor.
He's my favorite. That character, and then also something we might talk about a little later in this episode, Free Willy, were just made me love Orca Whale so much. And when I saw the Orca Whale, I was like, I need that action figure. And my mom got it. Jordan, like you're my brother.
Yeah.
I love like a mother.
Damn, where did your mom buy this at? Do you remember?
That is a great question, and I have no freaking idea. But I believe we may still have them somewhere boxed up in my mom's basement.
Dude, oh my god, man! I have one, but I don't. Did you ever go through that weird phase when you were a kid where you just kind of wanted to destroy shit? Or is that just me?
Like not your wiener?
I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we've all beaten that
Yeah, 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 yeah,
that
yeah,
guy's
yeah,
taking a beating, but that
yeah.
doesn't really stop.
Like you mean like sit in Toy Story, just like blow stuff up?
A little bit, yeah, a
Yeah,
little
I never
diabolical.
really had that phase, but I did love
Uh,
throwing like GI Joes and stuff like out of my window with with the parachutes, and then like they
yeah,
yeah
yeah.
they all
Okay,
died.
well, maybe you know, maybe Mackenzie did this. Maybe my sister, but I still have one of the street sharks. It's just the nose is like chopped off.
Oh man,
I know, it's sad.
I need to I need to find those next time I go home because I want to bring them back here and like have them on display because I love those
Mm-hmm.
guys.
Mm-hmm. No, no, definitely. Well, okay, so anyways, Moby Lick. Great name. Great
So
name.
good,
Kind of
so
getting
good.
preparing you for your next step in life, your evolution. Like maybe, hey, I'm a Moby Lick fan. Did you ever read Moby Dick?
Yeah, I read Moby Dick a long time ago.
Pretty
Long,
solid
long time
book.
ago. Galaxy far, far away. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, okay. Yeah, great novel, great novel. But yeah, so Moby Lick apparently he was under Paradigm's mind control, right? Bad
Hmm.
guy turned good guy because he's originally friends with the boys. He's friends with the
Yeah.
street sharks. He's out there, he's on the streets, but he was actually able to communicate with other orcas. You know, you were talking to me before about kind of you wanted to go on this trip, like just being this big fan of orcas. And
Dude,
that would be kind of
I
cool.
I have wanted to go to like Norway or somewhere just to, there's these guys on YouTube who like free dive with them, and you can do this.
Uh-huh.
You just gotta go. But yeah, it's been something. I have seen orca whales at SeaWorld. I hate to admit it, but I was
We
younger.
all
I didn't
have.
know.
We all
But I
have.
want to see some wild ones. And actually, the part about in the show about him being able to like communicate with other orcas, I have watched enough orca shit on YouTube. Like I'm basically Australian at this point. Like I'm like a wild, like Wildman expert. Like Caesar Milan, Bear Grylls. But that's something orcas can do. Like they like different pods have their own. They create their own languages.
Right.
I forget what their like sonar capabilities are basically, but they can freaking hear for like miles.
Oh,
But
they're
yeah, I've been wanting to do this trip for a long, long time.
damn, I can I join?
Fuck yes, you can join. I tried to see him in Vancouver
Yeah.
because I was in Vancouver for 2 months. Beautiful city, by the way. Love Vancouver.
Cheers,
Um,
Vancouver.
but they had already migrated, so I missed them.
Motherfuckers. They didn't know you were
Yeah,
coming?
I apparently not. Apparently not.
Mm.
Um, Yeah, and I think we've been seeing some orca stuff has been like
Oh
trending
yeah.
on the internet recently, which I thought was pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah.
And
Iberian Peninsula.
then I figured like I found out you're kind of interested in that stuff too, so I was like, damn, we gotta talk about this shit.
Lot of shit going down in the Iberian Peninsula right now. It's insane. There, there's basically like families of orca whales that are teaching one another, or pods. You know, I mean, I what? Oh, shoot, you could like so that one of their pods can basically get up to like 50 orcas, right?
So crazy.
And they're basically teaching one another to attack ships. One of the younger, I guess, one of the younger orcas experienced some sort of trauma.
Hmm.
Trauma is such a buzzword. Like, hey,
Dude,
orcas experience it too. It's not
haven't
just
we all?
humans.
Haven't
Yeah,
we all?
they're mammals, baby. They're mammals. And so what they'll do is one will attack the rudder, right?
Hmm.
And then the other two will just start, or however many will just start slamming the boat. And it's kind of these orchestrated, it's orca straighted attacks.
Hey,
Is that where it came
love
from?
that. Maybe.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
But
no,
yeah, so
man.
they're attacking these boats. And this is like so, I feel like against character because I could be wrong here. Don't quote me on this. But I feel like for the longest time, I've heard people and seen that, there's never really been like orca on human attacks in the wild. This shit only happens in
Mm.
captivity, and that's because thousands and thousands of years ago there was a pact made between the orcas and the humans to use each
Ah.
other for good. But somewhere along the line, someone must have broken this pact, and that's why now they're revolting.
Are
That's my
you
scientific conclusion.
are you talking about the Orca Sapien Treaty of 2000 BC?
I am surprised you know that. That's very good, sir. That's very good.
Fun fact, it actually happened in British Columbia. So they it's always like is it before Christ or is it BC? That's the joke. It's a bad joke, but that's what they say. You know,
Yeah.
Canucks, they're friendly people, but they're not very funny.
Yeah, so these orcas, like
Except for
the
JC.
more I like done research and watch them and stuff, they're so smart, dude. There's some crazy videos you can see too of them just like orchestrating how to hunt a seal off like like a piece of ice. I mean, and then they get that guy and they just start throwing him like a football, dude, like launching him 50 feet in the air.
When you say
Um,
that guy, are you referring to a seal? Are you
yeah, I'm referring
referring
to the
to a
seal,
poor,
sir.
helpless seal?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Because salmons are like chocolate for them, right? That's what we learned when we were watching Free Willy.
Free Willy. Yeah, so guys, we watched Free Willy again, so
Ah.
you wouldn't have to. And you
Uh,
know, it was so good, dude. There's a lot of things I didn't remember from that film. That definitely stood out, but that was a major part of I feel like my childhood that really got me into orca whales because
yeah.
I saw that and I was like, "Fuck, I want to be Jesse."
Dude, the world needs more of these films right now. I don't think we need more like action heroes? No, like let's give me some real life things where I get to connect with something that's like actually out there and alive and give a shit about it. We're just
Dude,
churning it out.
what'd you say?
Don't get me
The
started.
the street kid falls in love with the captive whale, and uh, yeah, it was
It's
fun.
irresistible.
It was fun, man. What year was it? 93, we said, right? Or
93,
93,
93.
1993. So I didn't see it in 93 because I would have only been 3 at the time. But I probably
Mm.
saw that around like 97, 98 would be my guess is when I first saw Free Willy.
Oh yeah, so it was probably just in time for Free Willy 3. Like you were just
Pretty
getting
much.
caught up.
I was like, wait, there's 2 more of these? How many times can they Free Willy? And yeah, I wanted to be Jesse so bad as a kid, and then when we just rewatched it now recently, I realized like this dude is like living on the streets, eating out of garbage cans. He thinks his mom, who's
Horrible.
ditched him
Not
since
good.
birth, is gonna come
Ugh.
back for him, and she's long gone. And
Wait.
like,
You're getting too far ahead. You're getting too far
okay,
ahead right
sorry,
now. We
sorry.
gotta, we
Backtrack me,
gotta do these
backtrack me.
orcas. We gotta do these orcas some justice, right? Like,
Okay. Go.
if you didn't know, orcas aren't whales.
Yeah,
They're not. They're, I think it's dolphin family, right?
yeah, 100%.
And I think most of us know at this point, right? If you're not an avid orchestrist, they can
Oh,
actually take out sharks, great whites, right? Weren't you saying
yeah.
something about that?
Yeah, so they actually learned because obviously great whites are extremely dangerous, but they actually learned to take minimal damage and minimal risks. What they do is they'll attack the great white from the bottom and flip him over upside down and then drown his ass. So then they take 0 damage. And then, funny enough, the only part they eat from him, from great whites, are the liver because apparently it's like a dessert type thing. Um, so
Liver
then they
kings of the
just
sea.
literally before Liver King, yeah. So then they just leave this fool floating upside down, like sinking, and you know,
People out there
they're so
worrying about
smart,
great
dude.
whites, when killer whales are literally orchestrating attacks.
Hits,
It's insane.
mafia
Oh
style
yeah.
hits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The big
I
white,
love
that's
it
not their eyes. It's a beady thing right to the side. Like they're watching you when you least expect it. Yeah,
because
they
they
oh
sleep
yeah.
with the one eye, right?
Oh
Did
yeah,
you
they
say?
sleep with one eye open.
I mean, if that's not a mafia person, I don't know what is.
They've shaped a lot of their own culture, similar to La Casa Nostra. So,
Yes.
you know, if you are a Godfather fan, well, then you are an Orca Whale guy as well. You know, they just kind
Holy
of go hand in hand. You can find them in every ocean.
Did we just make a movie, dude? Like, uh,
The
not,
Podfather?
yes. Oh my god, dude! An Italian, not Italian, but like a mafia orca movie about the five families.
Ooh, because one for each ocean?
Yeah,
Damn, that's deep. That
dude.
I
I
don't
think
know
we
how
just
far they
came up with a
go.
fire movie.
Oh, hey Disney, we got something for you. I don't know if they've found their way into the Mediterranean. I do know they're like just outside of it because they've
Yeah.
been. Some of them are in Portugal, Spain, etc. You know, let's not bog it down into the facts, but before we got to go from one place to another here, right?
Hmm.
But I like where your head's at. We can start, you know, figuring it out. I think you're excited. There's a passion there. There's a fire.
Dude, I will direct the fuck out of this orca out of the Podfather. That
Free
I will direct.
Guillermo?
Yeah, and we'll bring Michael Madsen back to voice one of them. Just a quick little shout
Oh,
out to Free Willy. But
have to.
I mean, yeah, and then I mean, orcas usually live like what 50 to 80 some years, so maybe we can
Yes.
bring some back for the sequels because we'll have a good amount of time with them.
Oh
Um,
yeah. No, this is like 5 films at least, and they have no natural predators, so it only makes sense that they're like at the top of the chain. You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. You come to me on the day of the pot's wedding. Second heaviest brains, also very smart. 45 teeth.
super
Can't
smart,
smell.
super smart.
Yeah, yeah. You know, you're not gonna outrun them 30 miles an hour, so that's why they're taking these boats down like they're nothing.
Dude,
Ah,
some of these videos of like these shitty boats and like they're pushing it. They're like in fifth, sixth gear, and the orca's just right behind their ass, like coming out of the. Oh my! I'd be kind of afraid. I ain't gonna lie.
I just saw one where a guy was like at the back, just
Hmm.
taking photos and videos. Like, oh, it's so cool. I mean, that would probably be me. I'd be like, wow, sorry, well, they're in a dolphin family, but I'd be like, oh, these orcas, they love us. Like, this
Yeah,
is magical. This is amazing. Like, good thing you didn't die because you're
yeah.
an idiot.
One jumps up and it's like jumping up over you.
They're the size of, oh, yeah. I'm like, hold me like a river.
that
Yeah.
that.
Which, dude, I was disappointed that the song didn't play until the credits. And in the moment where he's like, what?
I mean,
Great
that's the
effects.
moment.
Oh my God.
No, stop
Amazing.
lying. Stop lying. There's shit effects, okay, guys? The final jump in Free Willy, the effects are so bad. Can someone please go back and do a
No.
remaster and fix it?
Uh,
Please.
George, if you're out there, I know he's got a penchant for going back.
I need Lucasfilm or someone to go back and do this. Um,
He
but yeah, I mean,
loves a nice
do
re-edit.
you remember the first time you went to SeaWorld?
Oh, dude. I remember I remember one trip very specifically. I was there with my dad and my I think it was honestly I might have just been there with my dad. I don't know why the two of us just went to SeaWorld. But you know
Some
those kind
bro
of
bonding.
slingshot things where they like strap you into the center
Oh
and
yeah,
they
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I remember watching people going up on that and being like, fuck no, not down. And then my dad's like, oh, look, let's go over into this little underwater exploration thing. And I was pretty young, so I don't know why I thought it was like real. I thought we
Mm,
were really going into like a submarine that was going to take us down into the depths of the San Diego Sea. And so we're in there, we're strapped in, and we're going through, and it's pretty cool. Like seeing some cool stuff. And then all of a
yeah.
sudden, giant underwater monster comes to life and like starts attacking the thing. sirens are going off. Captain, we're going down. And I'm just like, ah. My dad's just taking pictures of me and like,
Oh my goodness.
it's his favorite story to tell nowadays. We're like in a group of people. He's like, hey, remember when you were a little bitch and you thought that was real and you fucking cried? And I'm like, Dad,
Shut the
no,
fuck up,
not,
Dad.
not right now. Like, I'm bigger than you now. So do you
Oh, have
remember
you?
that?
Yeah. Are you can take your dad, right? You can take your dad.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Dude, I don't know if I could take my dad. I don't know.
He's got that old man strength.
Bro, yeah, like he actually just recently had like a physical and the guy's like, "Dude, you still got the arms of like a 26-year-old." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck, dude. I'm 32 and I don't have the arms of a 26-year-old." But
You've got the
um
testosterone of a young boy going through puberty.
my T levels are so high. Wait, and then
I'm
I remember you
coming. I'm
told me
coming all the time.
didn't you have a funny story when you went back to SeaWorld with your boys or
Oh,
something?
bro. Dude, okay, so the last time I went to SeaWorld, I just graduated high school and they were like elder classmen, and I grew up in California, born on the East Coast, but we're going down to San Diego State, very well known as like this party school. And I don't know what job my buddy works. Like his
Mm.
dad worked. Sorry, I don't know what job, but whatever job it is, it's like he gets uh, a bunch of racks of Bud Light for free and SeaWorld tickets for free. So we're in this like
What a
shitty
raffle
Suburban.
package. You know when you do a charity event, it's like win a trip to the baseball stadium, win 20 cans of Bud Light and 2 SeaWorld tickets. Be
They
like,
were
yeah, I'm putting all
bottles.
my tickets in that one. Yeah, fucking A.
I'm buying them all, honey.
Yeah,
Get
but-
it? Just buy the wheel. But so anyways, Bud Lights, and then somebody like brought Jaeger along, just so classy and sophisticated, drinking down the 4055. We get to SeaWorld, and I was definitely well underweight for being my height. So I'm nearly blacked out at this point as we pull up into the SeaWorld parking lot. I piss on the car next to us. It's like
Oh no.
another Suburban with that step kind of zone. So that
The one
thing's
that
just
comes out.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
just pulled up with urine. Like, what a shit kid. I'm really building a great case for myself as a human being. Ruined my toys, pissed on other people's cars, blacked out at
Yeah.
SeaWorld. But yeah, we were waiting in line at one point, and I just peed into one of the ground drains. I was
Oh my no.
up in arms about the Shamu show, but rightfully so. Rightfully so. We've all heard the Tillicum story. I mean, my dad's
Say that again?
girlfriend back in the 90s, she was already working at Way Station. She was way ahead of Blackfish. She was like, SeaWorld, no, you're not taking the kids there. It's like, she was cool. Shout out Melissa Hartford. But anyways, that's that's my last,
That doc was very eye-opening. I mean, I feel like a lot of people knew kind of about that what was going on, but maybe not to the extent. And then, you know, how much damage, you know, you're actually doing to the animals that are there. But I mean, especially for these orca whales who are used to like, you know, they have the fucking ocean to roam free and they travel crazy amounts, and they got them in like a pool that you'd find in the back of a house here in Encino. Like, what the
it's just a doughboy. Here you go.
Yeah.
Just put him in an above ground pool. Fuck it.
Yeah, and like, I mean, we were talking about it yesterday, but you know, they would like develop these crazy rashes. They literally like kamikaze themselves into concrete walls, chew their teeth down, like, you know, attack trainers.
Oh yeah, yeah. Man. I mean, we've got a couple of those. We were kind of, you know, we did our work. We did our work, guys. Tillicum especially. That's kind of where it started. That there was a headline and an article about Tillicum, and then somebody decided to dive into it and do a documentary, and that's Blackfish, etc. But like that dude, Tillicum was a dude. They were just jerking that guy off constantly, trying to make babies with his sperm, even though it's like, this is an aggressive sperm of an orca who should not be in captivity. He's taking trainers down and just burying him in the depths. A guy snuck in to SeaWorld after it closed and was like naked on his body in the morning. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Go? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, who topped, who bottomed? I don't know. There's a scene from Free Willy that, let's just say, Jesse, I don't know, he might have been inside Willy's mouth when he saved him. If you go back and you watch, that's Hollywood, man. It's a pedo ring.
Dude,
even the whales.
Dude, no, but this Tillicum dude, he had bodies under his belt. He is basically like, a rapper. That fool took out 3, 4, 5 trainers and a random naked dude.
Don't fuck with his chain. Don't fuck with that boy's chain, especially not that fast family chain.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The blackfish thing was really interesting, and then I think the response was pretty overwhelming, like positive, with a lot of people being like, we need to close these parks, and then I think SeaWorld maybe said that they're gonna stop breeding, so like whatever their last whales they had were gonna be the last ones, but then they sell them to like Mexico, and who knows what happens down there. And I don't know.
I mean, if they're still there and if they're still kind of bringing them in, like, where are they coming from at this point? What's the justification now?
Yeah, I don't know. And that's how I rewatching, when we rewatched Free Willy, I thought it was kind of crazy that they subliminally I can't say that word.
You got it.
Subliminally.
No.
I'm tapping.
It's kind of like
subliminally. Subliminally. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. They were dropping a lot of these fucking hints about what this, like, the park owners and kind of like what these parks were doing to the whales. And like, as a kid, I don't think that registered, but now watching it back as an adult, you're like, oh snap, they're talking about, the owners talking about how profitable the fish is, not giving two shits about it. The trainers telling, young Jesse here about the issues the whale goes through and the pool not being big enough and all that. So I didn't realize that when we were watching it as kids.
You realized it in your heart. That's the thing. That's where the love for the orcas comes in, man.
Yeah, I think it really does.
Deep shit. Like, can we just get a little sanana, ao, aesis right now?
You gotta remind people what that is. That you're fucking saying that. You're not saying some Egyptian curse and you're gonna bring like a dude from The Mummy Returns back to life.
All of a sudden, I just like disintegrate into a pile of scarabs.
Dude, that'd be wild. Brendan Fraser just kicks my door, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
Oh, dude! Another time, apparently one of Worthy's first crushes was like one of the local dudes, the head leader of like those riders in the first Mummy. That was one of her first crushes.
That's so random.
Excuse me.
That's so random.
So, Sanana Ao Aesis. That's a prayer, a Native American prayer, and it's a lot of beautiful moments happen around it in Free Willy. Highly recommend watching. If not, incorporate it into your life. Appropriation, I don't care if it's positive stuff. Like, I think you're doing right by. So yeah.
Dude, I was at the gym the other day. I was squatting and like I could not do this 8th rep, and I took a pause. I took a second. I said the prayer, Shanana, boys, and I got the 8th rep up.
He pumped out 5 more.
Yeah,
set a new PR.
Dude, some spirits from the orcas came to me and
Shanana,
reps just got up, baby. Easy. But
yeah, damn, I might use that next time. Shit.
It's good shit, I'm telling you. It's fucking good shit here, man. This high quality shit we're telling you guys about here. But they filmed where did they end up filming Free Willy?
Astoria, baby.
Dang. Okay.
Dude, a beautiful town. If you haven't been there, get there. We're talking Kindergarten Cop. We're
Mm.
talking Goonies. And we got Free Willy. I imagine there were some sweet rebates happening there at the time. So they're like,
Yeah.
let's get up into it. I passed through not that long ago, and like the downtown is sick. You just go
Oh, wow.
across a little bridge from
Okay.
Washington into Oregon, and you're in Astoria.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I've never been actually.
Oh, it's so cool. It's not far from Cannon Beach either, where the big stacks out in the water and everything.
Hmm.
That's part, and the big long stretch of beach. That's Goonies too. But yeah, man. Great times. Love that area. Michael Madsen filming Reservoir Dogs possibly and Free Willy at the same time. What?
Like his agent was like, dude, so I got this movie, unknown director, kind of a crazy movie, and then I have a whale movie. And Michael Madsen's like, I'll do both. Yeah, I'll do both.
Hey, I'll do both if I have to. I'll take
Dude,
anything you got.
we were saying he was doing the Vin, the eyes closed acting technique.
This has been happening for longer, and we're just noticing now. This is 30 years, and it probably goes back farther than we know. This maybe is an ancient technique. Maybe this is it could all be tied in with Son of Na, Oasis for all we know.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like everyone's fucking seen Free Willy. But if you haven't seen Free Willy, basically, to give you a quick little rundown, it's about this orphan kid. He's running around living in these streets with these
Street kid.
degenerates, yeah, stealing cake and living at street skate parks.
That cake looked
And
good.
It did actually look good. I'm not gonna lie. And they're running from the cops, and to escape, they like go through this back door, and then they end up being at this like SeaWorld type aquarium. And him and his boy just instantly decide to just start spray painting the whole joint.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. And they
Sorry,
get
I gotta
caught.
pause you real quick
Don't
though.
pause me,
Because
pause
I
me.
got a qualm with graffiti. If your graffiti sucks, if you have a friend who does graffiti that is just shit, like it's just initials, it's just letters, tell them to stop. You're not an artist. If you're gonna paint a nice mural, go for it. But we don't need any more letters on bullshit. Sorry. Now go back. I apologize.
Yeah, so he gets caught by the police, and then I guess instead of doing fucking hard time, the alternative was to the alternative
Well,
was
also
to
my
clean
other
up the
thing
park.
though that I mentioned to you was like, what was it with like 90s films that if you like worked in some type of municipality, if you were a
Yeah.
cop, if you were a social worker, like you were a minority? Because that was the
Yeah.
guy who was like, hey kid, like da da da, kind of.
Yeah.
I hope social workers are this hard on kids right now because he laid into this motherfucker and
Yeah.
he was like, yo, you need to go back, clean that shit up. Luckily, he got in with a good family. These weren't like rapey, touchy, weirdo, like alcoholic people who are just like scheming the system and scamming money off the top. Jesse got it good.
Bro, they gave him a fresh pair of Nike Airs when he came into the house.
His room with like a 360 view and like sunsets.
Fire, man. Get the
He's a little bit of an ungrateful bitch at times.
Yeah, kid was fucking living in a garbage can like the night before, and he's crying about the thing. But I love too that the children's services guy was like, "Your mama ain't coming back for you. All right, you gotta go live with this family."
Yeah.
He's like,
newsflash, kid.
Yeah,
your mama don't give a fuck.
He's like, I'm gonna find her and I'm gonna prove you wrong. He's like, all right, bro, I've been doing this for 40 years.
Good luck. Also, they never say anything about the dad. I don't think like everybody's just given up on that. The dude nutted and he was out.
He disappeared. He disappeared in the blip, dude.
Vanished like gone.
Yeah, so Jesse, instead of doing hard time at prison as a 9-year-old, he has to clean up the park. When he's at the park, he meets Willy, this orca whale, Basically, they
Mm-hmm.
strike up, a relationship, and we come to learn that the owner of the park is not willing to build him a bigger pool
Piece of
because he's
shit.
just trying to maximize money. And then
Capitalist motherfucker.
it actually gets to the point where he realizes that the whale is worth more to him dead to collect the insurance
Whoa, 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 whoa,
than
whoa, 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 whoa,
whoa,
whoa.
whoa,
We're
whoa,
not
whoa,
we're not there yet.
whoa. Oh
You
shit,
forgot
sorry.
about August Schellenberg,
Oh,
aka
okay, sorry.
Randolph?
Randolph,
Oh
Randolph
my god. I
is
think this
a
guy might have he might have been the inspo for Vin Diesel, right?
dude. Randolph, this is a guy who works at the park. Okay, he
Mm-hmm.
is very tan. I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're passing him off as Native American, and he may have some in him, but I
He's
honestly,
1/3 Cherokee.
okay,
No,
well,
he wasn't Cherokee. I'm
I
sorry.
think it was like
I'm
Mohawk or something.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I mean, dude, he basically was like an Italian guy that they over tanned up a bit, slicked his
You're
hair
just
back.
one. You're just one lucky little white boy.
Yeah, he literally drops a white boy line in the movie. I was like, oh, that's unreal.
As
But
he's
yeah, he's
showing
like
him his
this
like orca his orca pipe.
crack pipe that he gives to this kid. He gives this kid an orca crack pipe. He goes, "This has been passed down in my family from generation to generation, and now I bestow it upon you, son."
It hits.
Um,
It
yeah,
hits.
it was a
Oh,
heartfelt moment.
his Supersonics hat was
Oh,
sick.
fire snapback. And the
Just
dude never
like
wears sleeves. His guns are out just the entire freaking movie.
he's
So
a man.
yeah, and I think there's a lot of funny moments, like the kid conversations that they're so adult because his one best friend comes back later, like towards the end of Act Two, and he's
Mm-hmm.
like, "I'm making the move to Venice. I'm gonna go work the streets of Venice." And Jesse's like, "I got a good thing going here, man. I can't just pack up and
Yeah.
leave." And the guy's like, "Well, if you ever make it down there, look me up." I'm like, "What? No
Yeah.
9-year-olds talk like this."
And like hands him this little postcard with like the
Yeah.
two chicks skating on it. Ah, hey, Venice, apparently, if you are a street kid, street adult, you've been coming here since the 90s.
Yeah.
Well before. I've heard stories before, but remember when they're eating the cake and he's like, man, I can't wait to have my own apartment. I'm like, fuck. It's like these you're saying the same thing that a lot of 20 to 30-year-olds I know are saying here in
Yeah.
LA.
It's like I get my apartment in check. I get my 401k started. I'm like, what screenwriter wrote this for 9-year-olds? Like, yeah. I don't know. It was super fun.
Ambitious.
And eventually we get to the part where he starts training Willy. They form
He
some
never had
bonds.
to clean up one turd.
No, oh no. He
Well,
didn't
how
do
did they
that.
not? Do you think that was in the script and they were like, hey, like Michael's coming on to do the song. We really can't have Jesse cleaning up
Turds.
Willy's shit.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work. But yeah, I mean, he trains the whale, and then eventually what happens is they try to basically kill Willy, the owners.
Well,
By
they do the
bringing,
show. It doesn't go
fails,
well, right?
and he's
Because
like,
all
"We gotta
those
kill this whale."
dumb, annoying kids are just like pounding on the window like idiots. There's literally no one down there being like, hey, you get the fuck off that window. Like, what are you doing?
Where's Randolph? Isn't that his job?
Why is Randall? Yeah. Why is he not flicking the grease off of his ponytail onto these people to just get them off the windows? Like, hey, back the fuck off.
He should have greased the windows down with all that fucking hair grease. But yeah,
I need some of that for my hair.
Yeah, the show goes horribly, and the owner, Michael Ironshine, who's like a legendary kind of 80s, 90s like villain character actor.
Bad guy,
He's
bad
like,
boy.
Man, we can't dump any more money into this show. We need to kill this fish. So he has his right-hand man break the tank from underneath so water starts leaking out. Jesse happens to be there that night, after hours. Again, his parents, I guess, just
keep it to yourself.
Fuck, you got me. I got you.
Okay, but
no
you do still have to keep telling the story.
Yeah. So he he's there after hours. He goes banging on Randolph's door at like 12 at night. Randolph, who knows what he was doing that hour.
Oh, he
But
was banging the trainer. We
that's
know.
that we know.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't show up in one of his T-shirts in the next
Yeah.
scene. Like, I swear I was at home. I thought I needed to come down and see what's going on.
Yeah, so it's great. So they're like, "Oh my god, we got to free Willy." So like they load him up on this hoist thing, and then they're like, "Shit,
Mhm.
we need a truck."
It's kind of like the little chair they have by the jacuzzi, but for a big ass whale. They just kind of
They're
load
like,
him
"Fuck."
into the back. He steals his not even real biological dad's truck.
Yeah, they steal the truck, and then they're literally going like flying 60 miles an hour down a
Oh,
freeway. And they got
that
this
feels
kid
good.
Jesse in the back, not with no seatbelt on. Literally, like this
No.
dude would have flown off and died so many
Done.
times.
Done.
But you know, they end up just literally driving the car back into the ocean, right?
Yeah, well, they went down that one dirt road. They get a little hung up, right? And then he finally like hits his not dad up.
Yeah.
And honestly, very level head out of Michael Madsen, because I'm sure he probably wasn't able to do cocaine during when they were filming. So
No.
he was, he's on edge. And then he's got to deal
Yeah.
with this shit kid.
Just stole his whip.
Anyways, they
Yeah, so
did
then
blow into the water like
dude,
insane.
Michael Madsen just like rips his car into gear, even though it was an automatic truck, and then
Just
crushes
buries it.
Yeah, literally just drives it right into the ocean. They free Willy, but then Michael Ironstein, the villain, has one more ace up his sleeve where he's hired the same boats that captured Willy in the beginning to kind of close off the cove so that he can't get away. And like, you know, at this point, Shane and I looked at each other. We made eye contact. We're both crying, and
I was
or maybe
like,
I was just crying. I
I
don't
was
know.
verbally sobbing, like audibly, like.
I may have also just been so allergic to your cat that may have been playing a factor as well
Hey,
too.
fuck you! You were. It wasn't the cat. It wasn't a
No,
cat. That
it
was
the
emotion.
movie. It was the movie. It was a movie.
It was emotion.
And yeah, and then you get the iconic ending where Jesse leads Willy to you know, like the outer rim of this cove that's has these rocks. Sorry.
Wait. Fucking the part where like Tank Girl and Randolph are like, he's not gonna. It's like you can't see anything from back there. Like, what is this cutaway where they just have
Yeah.
the frame on like the two of them, and it's like he's not gonna do. It's like you don't even know what's happening at this point. How
Yeah.
did Jesse get all the way out there on the break wall? First of all, and beautiful, but very anticlimactic. Like, did we
Yeah.
not think? Did we not think that like as Willy's like jumping, that his hand's gonna be up and it's gonna be the song?
Dude,
Did you not think that going into it?
I kind of remember the song always playing that, but real quick, so Jesse leads him to this thing, and then Willy has to jump over, like literally launch himself,
The break
maybe
wall.
like 60 feet in the air to clear this wall, to clear Jesse, and land on
He
the
does
other
it with
side.
no
to his
problem
freedom.
though.
Oh
No
no,
problem.
yeah, because he had
Like
been
he doesn't
building his
even.
strength in that pool.
He doesn't. Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, it was an Olympic-sized pool. Not even that. It was the tiniest, deepest pool ever. We kept
Dude,
talking
literally.
about that. It's like, is this in a backyard in the valley? Like, what's happening here? But he gave himself some space on the jump. He didn't even get like close to it. He was like, I got this.
Oh no, he cleared it. And then you know you get the sweet moment where Jesse's like, "I'll never forget you, Willy," like thinking he'll never see Willy again, even though Willy's family has just kind of been living in the town, like right in that area.
That was so sad. The one
I
nighttime
know.
shot where he goes there and it's like they're all crying to him on the coast and he's like, I don't know if it works like that through the air, but I'm
Yeah, I
here for
don't
it. Like I loved it.
know.
It got me. It got me.
Which yeah, that's how the movie ends, and it was great, man. We had a lot of fun.
Credits
And
though.
then the song, the Michael Jackson
MJ
song
and the
comes on, and, you know,
credits.
they tell you about how they freed the whale afterwards, and yeah, it was
Was it
beautiful.
like loosely based on a true story at all? Do we know?
I don't think the movie was based on a true story, but then they did. There was such a big response to the film of people wanting to free the actual whale used in the movie that
Mm-hmm.
then that happened. Um,
Ah.
yeah. So there's like a documentary on YouTube you can find about that whole thing.
Okay,
And
okay.
dude, like basically like in the movie, they drive Willy to. So I think at some point, what they did was they made like in the ocean, but they kind of closed off like they made their own kind of like box within the ocean
Uh.
that was like super big to kind of like rehabilitate him for a little bit before like finally setting him free. And while they were driving him to that place, dude, the streets were nuts. This was like like the Beatles going through town. Like people are lined up on the streets with signs. Well, maybe we'll throw some clips in, but yeah, it was
Dude, what I'm
crazy, man.
seeing right now is it saying it was like Free Willy isn't just a children's movie that stood the test of time. It was based on a true story. The story of Kiko the killer whale.
Yeah, yeah. So was Kiko,
Kiko Alonso?
Kiko? But I feel like they made the movie first and then they freed Willy. I didn't feel like they freed Willy and then brought him back to this small ass pool to do the movie and then bring them back to the ocean, right? I don't know if you could do that.
Oh no, he died 1 year after being released back into
I
the
know.
wild.
I know. But they did find
Um,
his family, right? They found his family though, I think.
yeah, the family lives on, man.
He lives
Huh.
on. I'm happy he got to be back in the wild though. I think
Oh
he died of
no.
pneumonia. That fucking bitch pneumonia gets everybody.
Dude, it's a silent killer, you know?
But hold on, because speaking of just like training whales and dolphins and all that shit,
Oh god.
please tell everyone what you sent me the other day that I was like, this cannot be real.
Some of you out there may have heard about this, you know, you sickos, you weirdos, you freaks. If not, maybe you're just SNL fans, but in the 60s, Margaret Howe NASA program, essentially they're going down working with dolphins. They're actually trying to see if they can like communicate with humans, and this one very very horny dolphin just kept getting up on her, you know. So she kind of like lets the dolphin do its thing and just finish on her thigh, whatever. I'm sure some of you out there probably just let a dog do it. You're like, fuck it. Like at this point, I don't care. I can't stop this dog. It's
Yeah.
untrainable. It happened with a dolphin. But at a certain point, she's just like jerking this thing off. She's jerking the dolphin off, and it keeps wanting more and more and more, to the point to where like she gets even more intimate with this dolphin. And when she breaks it off, this is a very hopeless romantic type of dolphin. This is a Romeo Juliet type story. Margaret Howe probably should have came into this life as a dolphin. This dolphin should have come into this life as a man, and
Yeah.
essentially this dolphin just offs itself, hoping that it
Oh
can
my
come back
god.
in a human form in enough time to court Margaret Howe, having some sort of a fetish for an older woman, you know, out there looking for gilfs. This
Dude,
dolphin is
I said to you, you cannot jerk off a dolphin, right? Jerk off a dolphin to dolphin ecstasy and then not expect him to want to do that again. Okay?
no,
Except the
no.
problem is this time he's going to want head. And I Googled, so you guys didn't have to do this, what a dolphin penis looks like.
Don't look
This
it up.
thing is so slimy and pink, okay? Let me tell you something. I've swam with dolphins before in the Bahamas. The last thing I let that dolphin do was blow out my butthole, okay? So I don't know what this woman was thinking. she tried to claim this was all for science and for NASA. I have a feeling some higher up at NASA was like, we need to cut her the fuck off.
Wait, so are you saying that like when you were down there swimming with them, you saw their dicks? Or
No, I never saw no dolphin dick, okay? I only saw it
not
on
until the
Google
other day,
images.
right?
Yeah, just the other day. That's my first time Scouts on or seeing a dolphin dick. But
If you,
um,
we should paint a picture though. I think it kind of looks like Oogie Boogie, the guy from A Nightmare Before Christmas. The way his like the top of his head kind of tilts with that
yeah, it's
tip,
like a
but like a bright pink,
yeah, it's
or
like a
Majin Buu.
yeah, yeah. It's
It's
almost like a
very
it's almost like a bigger croissant, like a pink croissant, and then like the end of the
like
croissant kind
half
of
of
like
it.
no, but like the fat part of the croissant, and then the end comes out of the croissant, but it keeps like coming out, and it has an S curve to it. Like, oh man, I don't know, dude. I don't
Have you
know,
seen a
man.
cat's dick before? It's kind of like that, but just way, way bigger.
And then I mean, at some point, even weren't they fucking like giving these dolphins LSDs and stuff because that's what you do in the '60s?
It's always LSD. I mean, listen, it went from a hand job, of course. That's the sexual equivalent of a gateway drug. So
Yeah,
they probably were getting these dolphins high and then
yeah,
somehow worked up to LSD too.
yeah,
A lot happening down in the Caribbean as far like it was the 60s. They were giving LSD to everything. Probably like just putting tabs on snails to see what the fuck they would do.
yeah. I mean, dude, but you know what? What is her name again? Margaret
Margaret
Thatcher.
Howe. How could
Oh,
you do that? Margaret
Margaret
Thatcher
Howe.
naked on a cold day.
Margaret Howe. You know when because it was funny because we were talking about what I saw the classic Water World again recently, right?
Hmm.
I try to figure out like to get to the point where Kevin Costner's character's at, where he has gills.
Oh yeah.
Someone had to fuck a fish, right? And I think this Margaret Thatcher, this Margaret Howe lady, um, that would be her. She'd be the one who would take
Ah.
that D for humanity and make sure that we continue to survive in a world where we got covered in water. You know?
Margaret Howe was the last of us to see land.
Yeah, literally sea land.
That probably, I mean, interspecies relations, that are just, hey, there's so much water, evolution has to happen, has to get
Yes,
involved. The cause is down there. He's doing his thing.
I love that guy. I love that movie.
I haven't
We're
seen
gonna
it in so fucking long.
it's it's a trip. It's a trip.
Next
But
on the list.
I feel like we may have to dive into this Margaret Howe lady
Oh,
in a future episode or something just to figure out what was
yes,
actually going
please.
on in there because I mean that's a wild ride. Like, and then to play the card where I'm doing this for science. I'm not doing this for me. You know
Not for me. No,
what
no.
the fuck? Why are you jerking off dolphins for NASA, giving them LSD? What is it? What?
Dolphin dicks are the fountain of youth for civilization. I'm doing this so we can live forever.
Right? Oh my god! Imagine in the future, say like those med pods that they had in that movie Elysium that just like heal you instantly. Say
Oh
you
my
gotta
god.
suck a dolphin dick to cure yourself of cancer. Would you do it? I don't know. I don't know.
The thing is like, if it's all about just having the jizz, the dolphin jizz,
Hmm.
is it the sucking part that makes you cured, or is it just the end result?
It's
I,
like, bro,
these are,
you know,
I
you
need
know,
to
you didn't
know
have
the
to suck.
specifics on how to live.
You know, you didn't have to suck that dolphin's dick. You just had to drink his cum. Oh fuck.
You didn't know that? Oh man.
Yeah, don't tell anyone
Another
about this.
note on the dolphin. If we're gonna stay on this dolphin tip, uh, um,
Oh, no pun intended.
in the Netherlands,
Oh
apparently,
lord.
there was also an amusement, or like a water park, or some sort of, water zoo, water animal zoo that they basically released a video, and at one point a trainer's just hammering away on dolphin meat, and I think I saw the time code was like the dolphin only lasted 25 seconds, which, like, hey, if that's all that it takes, great. But also,
Yeah.
like, we need to work on the dolphin endurance. Was Margaret Howe like clocking their speed and stuff? Like, oh, day 60, we've got Sparky up to, we got Ripper up to whatever, and it's just, I was like, wow. And then apparently there's like a political party that's like an animal party there,
Yeah.
and so they were pissed. Then a marine biologist from New Zealand jumps in and is like, this is clear abuse. Like, they're just trying to there's some very sexually frustrated dolphins here at this aquarium, and these guys are just basically trying to keep them cool. I don't know.
Fucking Amsterdam, bro.
It's the canals. They're very water
jeez.
people. It was only a matter of time.
Unreal. Man, yeah, we're gonna dive into this in a future episode, I feel like. But
hey, if the people want to know more about these dolphins and what's going on, we will. Cause
yeah, let us know what you think in the comments section. Drop a like, subscribe.
Yes.
Pass this on to your mother so she can listen to this.
Your father.
And your father.
Yeah.
Your brother, your
he needs to know what is out there. You know what I mean? We don't want to make him feel insecure, but these dolphins are coming.
The people
coming for our women
to know. But yeah, this is a good episode, man. This was fun. Wow, an hour flew by. I think maybe hit him with one more prayer just to send us out, if you could.
Are you talking about
Sanana
Ao Aesis? Sanana Ao Aesis.
Wow, I just went somewhere.
I felt it. I felt it. Too. Is that what it feels like to be with a dolphin? I don't know.
Fuck, man. All right, we're done. We're out of here. We'll see you guys on episode 3. Peace.
Later.